Who really want war? Who really want to spar with a beast? Race hell, someone better call in a priest. Pardon my speech, but I'm hotter than the devil when I'm high up on a level that a god couldn't reach. I'm a dog in the streets, I don't do a lot of barking. Running this shit, I don't do a lot of walking. Keeping it 300 like I grew up with a Spartan. So out of this world, they confuse him with a Martian. Damn, no one can stop me.
Welcome, guys, to Madden History, Volume 1. This is your Professor Prob. I'm here to give you guys the top 5 quarterbacks of all time. When I say of all time, it's from my competitive history from 2005 and on. You guys will get Madden History, volume after volume. Let's jump right into it to the honorable mentions. Drew Brees is our first. You'll see a couple more honorable mentions, and then we'll get into the actual 5. Drew Brees, great quarterback over the years. One thing that he lacked was mobility. And one thing that I have a knock on is that he's never been used in tournaments heavily. Like, he's never been a team of choice. On to honorable mention number 2. This comes as a surprise to some people. Tom Brady, honorable mention. Never been used in tournaments by top tier players besides 1 year. And that year was not because of him. It was Madden 08, and it was because Randy Moss was on the squad. He does get an honorable mention in this case. And on to honorable mention number 3. And you could just tell by his face, he's just sad. He's retired now. I don't really want to do too much shaming on him. I mean, retired. Look, he's sad, didn't make the list. No, Manning, you're not top 5, but you would be top 8, I guess, because you're an honorable mention. There's 3 of them, you, Brees, and Brady. Well, that's it for honorable mention, guys. Let's get into the list. Coming in at number 5, a surprise to most people, Tony Romo, Dallas Cowboys. I know, I hate both as well. And at the end of the day, you got to respect how good he is overall in real life and in Madden as well. He has been great in Madden. He has mobility, more than those 3 that I mentioned in the honorable list, and that's what sets him apart, really. He's able to throw the ball just as well as those guys, and then he has a little bit of speed with him to take off. You know, when he gets stuck in the pocket, he can take off, you know, and make things happen with his legs. Now, one thing that I did give him a lot of credit for was his teams, his Dallas Cowboys teams, were chosen by top tier players for competition from 08, 09, and 2010. Dallas Cowboys were a team of choice, and it had to do with Tony Romo being on that team. So, well-deserved number 5 spot in my opinion. Let's jump right into number 4 on this top 5 list, quarterbacks of all time, and it's going to be Big Ben Roethlisberger. I had a debate with myself, really, because, you know, I've talked to players overall and got their feedback on this and wanted to know what they thought, but you can really interchange Big Ben and Romo. It came down to which player that I had more success with over the years, and I feel like Big Ben, using his team overall hasn't been as good as Romo, but individually, I feel like he does everything that Romo does. And he gives you that ability to, when you get hit in the backfield, he'll shake off a defender more than any quarterback in the game. He's just a big body, and Big Ben has been a threat, you know, at that quarterback position since coming in the league. Very good arm, and like I said, what separates him and Romo from the 3 honorable mentions, they all have good arms. It's the ability to run. You know, you can't be back there with a statue, and Madden History has shown that over the years. You got to have mobility, and he offers that. On to number 3 on the list. Speaking of mobility, one of the quarterbacks that really came into the league and had 80+ speed. We hadn't seen that before, you know, really in previous years, and that was a good quarterback. I mean, this guy's a Pro Bowler year in and year out. McNabb, well deserving of the number 3 spot. When he was on the Eagles, his team was one of the top choices for tournament competition. I used them personally in Madden 06. That was the main year that I would say that I used McNabb, but he was used 05, 06, 07, a little bit in 08. Shouts to young nephew. He did use him in 08. You know, he's really good with them. But again, McNabb, very good over the years. Mobility, that sets him apart. He has the arm, and then he's just a notch faster than those guys that we listed already in the honorable mention, and then Romo and Big Ben that just came in at number 4. Has that mobility to take you to the next level. On to number 2, guys, and this should come as no surprise to anybody, A-Rod, Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers, sat out early in his career behind Brett Favre, who really wasn't, the greatest Madden quarterback himself, but Aaron Rodgers, amazing arm, probably the best arm in the top 5. I would say he is the best arm in the top 5. Year in and year out, he has the best, throwing stats of anybody in this top 5. And it's going to be that way as long as he's in the league, really. I mean, he's an amazing quarterback in real life. One thing, again, I can't stress it enough, is that not only is he probably the best arm in the league, accuracy and throwing power and all that combined, but he has the mobility similar to McNabb. He's closer to McNabb's mobility than he is to Big Ben or Romo. He's right there in that 79 to 81 range every year. And again, that's what separates the great quarterbacks in Madden. You got to have that speed back there, mobility, and that leads us right into number 1 on the list, guys. The man that changed Madden forever, how we see it. Arguably the greatest Madden player of all time, and in my opinion he is, but we'll save that debate for another day. None other than Michael Vick. What can I say? I mean, we never seen a player like him in the game. Comes into the league, kills the league with his legs, and in Madden it was just so crazy to see him on the field. 90+ speed, running around, and there was years that there was no spy. You couldn't playmaker the spy. And they had to implement that in the game and implement the contains into the game for this man. He broke Madden. There's one player that broke Madden. You could say Michael Vick. His mobility, his legs, and then he had a throwing power, had enough accuracy to get the job done. Michael Vick, the greatest of all time, number 1 quarterback in any Madden over the years. I mean, he's just been amazing. That's the top 5, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. More Madden history videos coming soon. Like, subscribe, and share the video. Appreciate the love and support. Like always, I'm out.